Good evening, folks, and welcome back to another Monday night live stream. How is everybody? I hope you had a nice weekend. I hope the weather was kind to you. You managed to get out and get a little bit of fresh air this weekend. It was we were quite blessed on Sunday here. It was warm enough to have a barbecue outside. So yeah, make the most of it. It was making the most of it, even though we obviously have to stay home at the moment. So we've got a very lively chat tonight, and I'm gonna go back and pick up some names here very briefly to let people warm up, get them into the chat. We've got Stu Nobby Noble in was nice and early. We've got Dirk Ignatzek. I hope I pronounced that right, buddy. We've got Tony Howell. We've got Krabby Vision. Hello, mate. How are you doing? We've got Steve Evans. Thank you, Steve, who joined the Patreon again today. Much appreciated for your support, my friend. We've got Richard Smith. We've got Blizzards. We've got Scott Longworth. I hope you're not working too hard, Scott. We've got Christian Rees has come in. Thank you very much, Christian. Christian sent me a gift today. I won't say any more in case Christian doesn't want me to say what it is, but thank you very much, mate. It was much appreciated. We've got David McKay is in as well. David, another Patreon who's just joined today as well. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I've had a few Patreons the last couple of days. It's like they seem to come in waves. So for whatever reason it was, thank you for whatever triggered that off for everyone. We've also got, where are we at? Neil Anderson is in as well. Hello, Neil. Neil's asking who's rolling the dice tonight for the Fighting Fantasy. The software does that, mate, as I've got in the chat there. I cannot be trusted with dice. All of my rolls will be ones. So yes, it's definitely not going to be me. We've got Busey in as well. Hello, Busey. We've got Simon Morton in. Says, yeah, I have the live chat working this week. Not that I use it much. Welcome, Simon, and thank you very much for tuning in. We've got Coxie in as well. Hello, Mark Coxie. Says, even at all, he's working on his Kings of War Undead Slow Grow tonight. Looking forward to the chat. So for those that don't know, and if you don't know, where have you been? We're going to have one of the Fighting Fantasy live streams. And for those of you who don't know how we do this, if you remember maybe as a child, or maybe you discovered the books a bit later, the Fighting Fantasy books by Ian Livingstone and Steve Jackson, where essentially they're a kind of a solo RPG. Well, now we're in kind of the 21st century. We can do a lot of that by software now. So what we've got the digital versions of these books, and the digital versions also allow you to track all of your stats online. We don't have to flick between the pages. It will automatically take you to the correct pages. So essentially, I'm going to narrate the story to you like a GM or like a DM to you, and then when we get to make some decisions, I'll either put it out to the chat and we'll find a way to get the results back from the chat, or I'll ask certain people who are in the chat as well. And now I've managed to play with a few settings now. The delay between what you're hearing now and what I see on my screen is only about 5 or 6 seconds. I think when we did it last time, it was about a 30 or 40 second delay, and I've managed to kind of fix a few things that I've sorted that now. So that should really help. So who else we got? We have Robert Marshland in as well. Says he's listening while painting. He's on a bit of a roll at the moment, painting more Sigmarines. Nice to see you, Robert, mate. Nice to see somebody on a bit of a painting mission. We've got Claudio in as well. He says, howdy all. I reckon I was the first to comment on, I think, Saturday. Yeah, I set this live stream up the way I should normally do it, kind of like Friday, Saturday. So you see what's coming for the Monday, gives you a chance to kind of think about the topic and stuff. Obviously, with life being busy in the past, I tend to end up doing it on a Monday morning. Obviously, I've got a little bit more time on my hands at the minute, so it gave me an opportunity to get this all set up on Friday. Hopefully, that will be the ongoing way, that you know what's coming up on the Monday live stream. It gives you a chance to click on the little remind me buttons, which will send you a little kind of message. If you also click on the little bell icon, it should give you a notification as well. All of those good things. So we've also we've got Terry Bass in as well. Says, good evening. I hope you and the family are well as always. We're very well, Terry. Thanks for asking. Same to you and yours as well. And Terry, another new Patreon as well, who joined on the Wednesday night painting stream that we did. Thank you very much, sir. We've got Deep Red in. Says, hail and well met legacies. If you don't hear much from me, it's because I'm working on my Dark Elf Cavalry. Well, tonight's the night to do it, mate, because I'll be rabbiting away reading this kind of stuff and that. So as long as you guys are giving me the votes and what choices we're going to make, all will be good. We've got Krabby Visions. We've got Glenn Griffin. Said evening Black Jackers in there as well. Where have we gone? It's just jumped off my screen, as it always does. We've got Tim Kelly in. Says, hope you're all safe and keeping well. Thank you, Tim. You too, mate. Steve Evans is saying that, Claudio, if this goes wrong, we die straight away. We're all going to blame you. Yes. Claudio picked the boo for tonight. So, yeah, we'll all blame him. We've got Mark in as well. He says he's in. Good evening, mate. Tony Booth Leiden's in. Says, oi, oi. Hello, fella. Aggression's in all the way from Teesside. Flying Mammal waves. Hi, Flying Mammal. Says, bought my cage of bats in Clay says a cave. Are you going to do the sound effects for me? John Francis in. Says, hope everyone's keeping well and safe. Thank you, John. King John's in as well, saying, hey, Andy, I'm still making deliveries in the Texas Panhandle. I always look forward to reading that, mate. Craig McCartney's in. Said he's rounded up a few mates who like fighting fantasy to watch this. Thank you, Craig. Welcome to any of your friends that are around. We've got Peter Nicholas in, the legend that's Peter. Hello, matey. Kieran Byrne, the cheat here. Kieran's got a copy of the book in front of him, so we'll be wary of what advice he gives us. We've got Sean in as well. Hello, Skullmunch. Simon York saying he can make it after all. He forgot about daylight savings. Yeah, it's all switched around, mate, now, isn't it? Scott's off till Thursday, so he's got he's painting his Walking Dead stuff in the new supermarket. I saw that the Sarissa Precision one, mate. It looked really nice. David said it was his first step into RPGs. We've got Nick 2 jokes. Yeah, and he called you Tick New jokes. Evening, guys and gals. John Estel's in. Hello, John. How you doing? Another local boy there. Jackson as well from Shaggy Wargaming. Where are we at? We've got Neil says free mugs if we get 100 in the chat. If we get 100, I don't think we're going to get 100 in the chat for this one tonight, but if we do, let me know and I'll think about it. Christian's just sharing the Patreon link there. Thank you very much. Did I miss anybody? There was somebody else I think has joined this week in the Patreon as well since our last Monday night live stream. Let me just check. We had David McKay, I've just mentioned, who's joined tonight. Luke Pryor has also joined today. Steve Evans joined today. Thank you. Mark Halverson came back as well. Thank you, Mark. We had Rob Brown as well joined this week. We had Terry Bass, who I mentioned from the chat there, and Kelly Caudle also joined this week as well. Thank you to all of you. I will have some news this week. I don't want to say it today. I know I keep kind of putting you kind of like, oh, I can't quite say it. Basically, there's a lot of reasons why I can't talk about it freely at the minute. But I think this Friday's video, I might make a video for this Friday, I should say, which explains everything. So, yeah, we'll get to that one later. Fahed Malala says, hello from Kuwait. Hello, buddy. How are you doing? He says, hope everyone's safe all over the world. Don't forget to share your painting on Instagram. Hashtag hobby shelter. That sounds like a nice little thing to do. Kneecapper's in. Says, hello, folks. Hello, Kneecapper. Says, Palmsy's in, but his chat's not working. I can't believe Palmsy's quiet for once. Claudio says he's joining the chat and getting a bit of painting on his 148th X-Wing. Palmsy's asking if he's blocked. He's definitely not blocked, mate. Not unless Christian's done it. No, he's not blocked, mate. I don't think anybody's blocked, actually. John says, dressing down this week. What do you mean, mate? This is even smarter than a tux, this one. You can even pick up your own version if you'd like one. Yes, let's crack on. Let's get into the if I can find the right button. Let's get into Fighting Fantasy and let's not leave it too long, eh? So this is how we start basically. So you should be able to see all of the dice rolls on here as well. Hello to Broken Soldier Gaming as well. He's saying been long since he got to watch you live, and hello to Barry Kleiber who's just sneaking in as well. Hello to you too. So first of all, we have to roll for stamina. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to switch on a bit of background noise, bit of background music. Let me know in the chat if that's too loud, too quiet, too annoying. I can turn it off. It just kind of builds a little bit of atmosphere up. So what we'll do is we'll start by rolling the first 2 dice and adding this to 12, and this gives us our stamina. This is basically how much energy we'll have for this journey into the island of the Lizard King. And oh, that's not a bad start. So we've got 22 stamina. Where are we seeing? Flying Mammal, no music. Right, well, I've seen that. So, yes, 22 for stamina. We're all right. Can anybody... Palmsy's in as well. Hello, Palmsy. I can see you now, mate. It's in no music. I wonder if it's... Right, let's not worry about the music. It looks like it's coming through on mine. I'll tell you what, if I turn it up a bit louder... Is that better? Can you hear that now? Can you hear that coming through? It's kind of bouncing around on my sound monitor there. It should be quiet, but it should be there. Let me know. Better? Yeah, let me turn it down a touch then. Right, okay. Let me know if it's better with it off or better with it on. But what we'll do is we'll go on and we'll roll for skill now. Cool. Right, so we're going to roll for skill. So this is basically reflects our swordsmanship and general fighting. So we roll 1 die and we add 6 to it. Okay, so fingers crossed. Oof, 5. We're not doing too bad. I told you that this will be better. There we go. And then we're going to roll for luck. And basically this tells us how lucky we are. And it's determined by rolling 1 dice and adding it to a 6. And this is a 3. I can live with a 3. Not too bad. So that's a good start. We've now got to choose a potion to take with us. So Flying Mammal, as the lady of the chat, you can certainly, unless we have others that I'm not aware of, you can choose whether we take a potion of skill, a potion of stamina, or a potion of luck. I'll let you choose. The first one. Krabby Vision, we are human. We're basically, I don't know if I can bring it up yet. I will show you we've got a little character card and stuff, mate. We are human. So yeah, Flying Mammal, you can choose whether... Flying Mammal says we'll take luck, so that's fortune. Let's take that. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so we're ready to go. So essentially we're starting with a sword, we've got leather armor, and we've got a backpack, and we've got some food in some provisions which we can kind of munch on if our health gets a little bit lower. Good reason as well there, Flying Mammal. So we've readied our equipment. May the luck of the gods go with you on your adventure ahead. So here we go, we're ready to start, folks. Oyster Bay is a quiet fishing village some 60 miles down the coast from the notorious Port Blacksand. Because it is at the end of a long peninsula, reached only by a steep and winding path, the fisher folk are left to lead a simple but content life, away from the monsters and sorceries of the hinterland. Journeying south from Fang, you decide that you could do with a few days' rest, and knowing of no more peaceful place than Oyster Bay, you urge your horse towards the coast. Besides, an old adventuring friend of yours called Mungo lives there now, and it has been years since you last saw him. 2 days later, you arrive at the edge of the cliffs overlooking Oyster Bay. It is a beautiful sunny morning and everything looks tranquil below. Nothing seems to have changed. The cluster of stone cottages nestles between the foot of the cliffs and the jetty, where a dozen fishing boats lie at anchor. You jump off your horse and walk it down the winding path to the village. The first people you see are a group of crying villagers. As you approach them, several of them step out of a cottage and run towards you. One of the 4 is your old friend Mungo. His weathered, beaten face is full of anger. He looks surprised to see you, but wastes no time with words of welcome. He recounts the sad events that have befallen the village. Having no gold or material wealth, the people of Oyster Bay thought themselves safe from the raiders attacking their village. But several weeks ago, while most of the men were out at sea, the lizard men of Fire Island landed their boats in Oyster Bay and kidnapped several young villagers. Mungo believes that they are now enslaved on Fire Island and working in chain gangs in the gold mines. Yeah, just reading the Mungo comments, that's exactly what went through my head as well. Since the kidnapping, 2 people were left to guard the village, and whilst the rest went out to fish. Despite this, the lizard men attacked again this very morning, overpowering the guards and taking away more villagers. Mungo tells you that he is about to set sail for Fire Island alone because the other fishermen are too scared to set foot on the island. He stares at you in silence until you smile and say that you will aid him in his quest. He slaps you on the back and shakes your hand in gratitude. For the moment, the poor fishing folk forget their grief and crowd round you, eager to thank you. Mungo then invites you to dine with him and rest a while, as the voyage to Fire Island will take several hours. Over a delicious feast of boiled lobster and salad, you discuss your plans. Mungo tells you that he does not think that humans live on Fire Island any longer, but his knowledge is fairly limited. These are just rumours that pass between fishermen from other coastal villages. However, it is known that Fire Island used to be a prison colony guarded by a tribe of paid lizard men. This was a rather futile attempt by Prince Olaf to rid his land of undesirable characters. The good prince soon learned that it would have been simpler to put his lawful citizens on Fire Island and leave the evildoers on the mainland. There were just too many of them. He gave up his attempt and abandoned the prison colony. When the lizard men received no pay, they took their revenge out on prisoners, and the island became a place of terror ruled by a lizard man. by a lizard man, prison guard, who proclaimed himself king. The prisoners were forced to dig mines in the hope of finding gold for the Lizard King. They were underfed and ill-treated, and many died. That is presumably why the Lizard King is sending out his men to find new slaves. It is known that in order to assert his authority, the Lizard King began practicing dark magic. He also started genetic experiments in an attempt to breed an invincible race of lizard men. Most of the experiments went wrong. Grotesque mutants were created, and some of the harmful potions found their way into the water drains with terrible consequences. The local flora and fauna were affected, with the result that man-eating plants developed and giant beasts evolved. A few of the prisoners managed to escape the island on rafts and were picked up by fishermen, but what has happened in the last few years, nobody knows. Fire Island has almost been forgotten until the recent raids. Success in your quest to assassinate the Lizard King and rescue the kidnapped victims is doubtful, but you must try. You stand up and walk down to the jetty with Mungo, stepping aboard his small fishing boat. In the sight of cheering villagers, you untie the boat and push out to sea, wondering if you will ever return. Right, here we go. Mungo like candy. Yeah, telegram for Mungo. Mungo's years with the fishermen of Oyster Bay have made him a skillful boatman. He swiftly hoists the sail of the small boat and sets a course due west across the silvery blue sea. The land soon recedes into the distance, and you sit back on the deck relaxing in the afternoon sunshine. From the stern you hear merry whistling and the creak of the rudder, and Mungo occasionally calling out to a seabird passing overhead. You think about the good times you used to have with Mungo, his constant cheerful nature and willingness to help people in need. You find it difficult to believe that so much evil exists in the land when there lives the likes of Mungo. As the hours drift by, you talk and laugh, trying to ignore the dangers ahead. Mungo is always one to tell a tale, and he's now telling you about his father and how he used to work in a travelling circus. He was a big man, big as a mountain, laughs Mungo, and he would do just about anything for a paying crowd. Wrestle trolls, have elephants stand on him, and even let a killer bee sting him. He was a tough old customer, but he finally met his match in the north. The circus was in Fang as one of the attractions during the festivities surrounding the Trial of Champions, and my father decided on a whim to enter. He walked into Death Trap Dungeon and alas was never seen again. He was really too old for such an ordeal, although there was no telling him that, but at least he tried. Just as Mungo is about to tell you his next tale, he jumps up and shouts, "Land ahoy!" at the top of his voice, as though he were yelling the news to the crew of a galleon. You look to where he is pointing and see Fire Island in the distance. The island sits on the sea like a green cushion with a jagged mountain protruding from it. Smoke gently curls up from its top, a volcano's fuming anger waiting to explode. Mungo steers the boat towards a small inlet at the eastern tip of the island, hoping that it will remain concealed between the high rocks. You both put on your backpacks and clamber out of the boat to begin your quest to find the Lizard King. I know, Claudio's right there. What a coincidence. On the second stream, maybe we were Mungo's father in the first one. Who knows? We certainly didn't survive it, that's for sure. Right, here we go then. So if you want to go left and scramble round behind the rocks to the beach, or if you want to go right. So if you can just type in left or right, once I've got 5 votes for one of those things, we'll move on. So an L or an R or left or right, and the first one I get to 5, we'll go that way. So we'll very quickly, and we'll watch. Gary Hollandale, hello mate, he's saying, is this the Steam version? It is, mate, yes. I think we're going to go left, folks. That was the first 5. That was quick. Hello, Adam Burtis. Hello, son. How you doing? Nice to see one of my boys in. So we're going to go left, folks. It does not take you long to reach the beach, which is small and covered with golden sand. A few rocks just into the sea, and at the far end of the beach you see a tiny hut made of white stone. The roof has collapsed and the hut looks deserted. There are some long tracks in the sand crisscrossing the beach. If you wish to walk across the beach to the hut, or if you'd rather return and explore the inlet. So we'll have hut or we'll have inlet. If you want to vote for them, and we'll do it the same way. So we've got beach, cross, hut, cross the beach, the hut. Yes, I think we're going to the hut, folks. That's the way that came in. So this is a good start. You're about halfway across the beach when suddenly a large mound of sand by the sea's edge starts to rise into the air. Then you see 6 large spiny legs and a pair of pincers. and as the sand slides off its huge shell, your eyes widen at the daunting sight of a giant crab before you. Claudio shouts, "Go back." It scuttles across the sand, picking up Mungo with one of its pincers. Mungo cries out in pain, unable to free himself from the vice-like grip. Now we can either help Mungo, or we can just run to the stone hut. So, it seems it's Krabby. Krabby, you get to vote for this one, mate. So, do you want us to go and help Mungo, Krabby Vision, or do you want us to run to the stone hut and leave him behind? Adam's saying ditch him. Let's see what Krabby says for this one. A bit of voting there to help you out, Krabby. What we're going to do? We've got a few runs. We've got a few helps. Krabby says, help the man. He's a friendly guy. So we're going to go and help Mungo. You run at the giant crab with your sword drawn. It drops Mungo into the sand in order to attack you both with its pincers. You must fight. Here we go. So we're going to fight, folks. So here you can see this is our card. You can see we called our character Blackjack just because it's the Blackjack stream, and this is the picture that I picked. So yes, we are a human, folks. So we got to fight, and this all gets done automatically. So we are the white dice. I think the crab is the red dice. So yes, that's how it works, and I think it adds our skill to it or something like that. I think we'll roll again. I think we've won that one as well. So 18 versus 11. That's all right. Got to fight again. Oh, this one's a tighter one, but I think we might have just done it. 20 by 16. Yes. We've got 3 more hits, I think, to kill it. Yes, it looks like we'll pull through that one as well. These dice rolls are going good so far. Please don't curse myself there when I've just said that. 20 versus 17. 1 more hit and we've got this crab. Oh, have we done it? Yes, we have. We've survived. Neil Anderson, you should try crab. It's very nice. Excellent. You are triumphant. There we go. So we won. Kneeling down beside the crushed body of Mungo, you gently lift his head in your arms. His eyes open a little, and he manages half a smile despite his agony. In a whisper, he says, "Well, old friend, it's the end of the road for me. A lot of use I've been. Make sure you get the Lizard King for me, won't you?" Then his eyes close, and he slumps down dead. Poor Mungo. That was a bit harsh. You bury him on the beach near the cliff, making the grave with his sword skewered into the sand. I think we probably should have kept that sword. More determined than ever, you set off on your quest and walk towards the stone hut. The abandoned hut is littered with broken furniture, smashed pottery and a few bits of torn clothing. You kick away a dirty rug and see the handle of a trapdoor in the floorboards. Right, folks, do we want to lift the trapdoor or do we want to leave the hut? Let's give that one to Palmsy. Seems he's just managed to get his chat working now. So, Palmsy, are we going to lift the trapdoor or are we going to leave the hut? Krabby's gutted. We went to save your mate and he died. Let's see what we're going to do. We've got a little bit of support there for you, mate. Palmsy, leave, mate. I'm gone. Right, that's it. We're leaving. Rather leave the hut. Behind the hut, you see a narrow goat track leading up the side of the cliff. You wend your way up it and are quite exhausted by the time you reach the top. You take a swig of water from your flask and realise that water shortage could be a problem for you on this island. Looking west, you see the daunting sight of the sleeping volcano standing above the trees, but no sign of life, although you can certainly hear it, a cacophony of bird and insect noise. With the light quickly fading, you decide to camp for the night behind some rocks. You do not sleep very well and are awake in a first light. Eager to set off, you decide to head directly into the trees. The undergrowth between the trees is dense, plants with long or broad leaves, some with spiny tips, vines, creepers, fungi, roots and flowers of all sizes, shapes and colours, fighting for light and space in the humid jungle thicket. You have to use your sword to cut your way through it, and it's a long and slow business. Now, if you wish to sit down and rest at the base of a tree, or would we rather continue hacking? So let's put this one to the vote. So the first one I get 5 for. So we'll either have rest or go. Rest or go. So we've got a couple. We've got a couple for rest, couple for continue, 3 for rest, go, hack, rest. I think, and then it goes too fast for me to catch up. I think we'll go with rest, I think. A sweet smell floats down from the upper foliage of the tree, which makes you feel relaxed and drowsy. As your eyelids drop, you do not see a thick vine lower itself down from the branches above. It silently wraps itself around your neck and starts to squeeze. You awaken, choking, and try to grasp your sword, which is lying by your feet. Right, we need to test our luck, folks. Fingers crossed. I think you have to roll under, I think. 4. You are lucky. You needed a luck score of 9 or below, and you rolled a luck score of 4. Excellent. We are lucky. You stretch out and your fingertips just manage to reach your sword. By now you cannot breathe and your face is crimson with the veins bulging in your neck. You desperately hack at the vine until you cut through it and roll away out of its lethal range. You cough and rub your neck and watch the hideous vine drip purple sap. Although you are lucky to have escaped the clutches of the carnivorous tree, you've not escaped injury. You lose 1 skill point and 2 stamina points. Are you still alive? We are still alive, folks. So, although still weary, you decide that it is better to keep on the move. Now what we've got, folks, is... how do we get to it? We've got our adventure sheet here, which we can bring up. We can eat provisions to get our stamina back up. I think we're okay at the minute. We can't do anything about our skill points at the moment. So yeah, we'll just crack on at the moment, eh? As you push your way slowly through the undergrowth, the hairs on the back of your neck start to prickle, and you feel that you are being watched. You stand back, sword ready, watching the leaves for any sign of movement. Then 3 large men with sharpened teeth step into view, each wearing only a crude loincloth. They are armed with stone clubs and long spears, but you are more alarmed to see that each wears a belt of shrunken human heads. The headhunters start to argue about who should kill you and earn the right to wear your head on his belt. Finally, one steps forward. Uh-oh. Relatable situation. I like that, Adam. Here we go. So we've got to fight again, folks. Fingers crossed. I want everybody in the chat cheering for the fight. We've got to fight 3 of them this time. So each of them is going to take 3 hits. So that's not a bad start. We want high numbers on the white dice, low numbers on the red dice. Okay? There's the first one. Let's fight again. I think we could be okay here. Yes, that's not too bad. Come on, everybody, that's it. Kill it with fire. Poke him in the eye. 1 more hit should do him. I think we're okay on here. Yes, we've just managed to do it. There's the first headhunter done. So, first one down. We've got to fight the second one now. That's not a bad start. I think we're okay with that one. 13-10. Boom, says Matthew Buckle. David says, pointy weapon time. Let's keep going. Oh, this one's we've got a good roll ourselves. I think we should be okay. Anybody who knows me knows my dice rolling is awful, so I'm glad the computer's doing this. Yeah, I think we've got this one as well. This one's in the bag. Use the lightning claws, says Crappy. Kick the first guy in the nuts, says Peter. There's the first one. There's the second one down. Oh, this one could be a bit more tricky. Oh, we're all right. Yes, we should be okay here. Oh, this one might have hit us. Oh, 17 each. We're all right. That's a better roll. 1 more hit to take him out. Yes. Use the force. Force power. That's it. We've done it. We are triumphant. So, we'll turn the page now. So, folks, whoops, let me go back a page there. I was just going to bring up the adventure sheet and let's have a look at this. So we're all right for stamina, I think. For some reason, we're on 21 stamina. Skill's gone up. We must be getting skill when we win fights and stuff like that. So I think we're okay at the minute. So we'll keep that one going. Before I go on, folks, how is it? Is the sound okay? Everything okay? Is it exciting? Is it dull as shit? Let me know what you think. Tim Kelly says, not the first time you've beaten 3 men off in a wood. Shh, that's why the Patreon's gone up this week. Terry's saying it's brilliant. That's okay then, mate, as long as it's fun. The headhunters have no items of equipment on them, but have a hide bag containing bananas and coconuts. There you go. You save your own provisions and eat the headhunter's food. You gain 1 stamina point. You wonder if there are villages nearby and decide to climb a tree to get a better view. From the top, you see smoke rising not far away in the southwest. I'm just reading the comments here now. Yes, Claudio. Andy just wanting their coconuts and bananas. Well, what are you going to do? From the top, you see smoke rising not far away in the southwest, perhaps from a village. Directly west, you see the trees gradually thin out, and away in the far northwest, you see the daunting shape of the volcano. You climb down from the tree and plan which way to head. So, folks, we're going to go southwest, SW. Are we going to go northwest, NW? Adam's right. I thought they were fighting with spears and stuff, mate. We could have carried a load of little shrunken heads around with us as well if we wanted to. So, southwest or northwest to avoid the smoke. So we've got 2, 3 for northwest. Oh, we got a few. Oh, southwest I think snuck in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, southwest just snuck in at the edge there. Lee Burns, it is on Steam, mate. Fighting Fantasy Classics is a free piece of software, and then you buy the individual books, mate. Yeah, so it is on Steam. As you hack your way through the thick undergrowth, you hear the distant sound of drums coming from where you saw the smoke rising. Are we going to head southwest towards it, or are we going to head northwest? Adam, seems that you're in the stream, Sunshine. You can vote on this one, mate. So, Adam, are we going to go southwest, or are we going to go northwest, son? Let's see what he says. We've got a bit of a mix, bit of northwest, bit of southwest. Southwest, northwest, there's a mix. What's Adam going to say? Northwest, thank you, Sunshine. Slowly you hack your way through the dense jungle, not really certain of the direction in which you're heading. Later you catch a brief glimpse of the sun through the trees, enough to orientate yourself, and you turn to head west. Pressing on further west, you notice that the ground is becoming wetter and softer. Soon you are ankle deep in water. The trees thin out and you find yourself wading through a thick black mire. The marshland stretches out in front of you as far as you can see. Suddenly you hear the sound of squelching behind you and are surprised to see a strange creature run past you. It's small with green reptilian scales. Its arms are long and hang down to the ground, and it moves rapidly over the marsh on its webbed feet. It pays you no attention. If you wish to call out to the creature, or we can prefer to keep trudging. So who can we ask? Sam Takara, seems you're in, mate. I think it's the first time you've managed to catch a live stream. Hello, Sam. Sam, you can vote on this one, mate. Should we call out to the creature, or shall we keep going west? So let's see what he says. If we see Sam, what Sam says. Adam's saying have a chat. Mark's saying go west. Krabby's saying it's David Icke. Sam says call out. Okay, Sam, thank you. The creature halts suddenly and looks over its shoulder to stare at you in bewilderment. Its wide mouth opens and a pink forked tongue darts out and recoils just as quickly. Its big eyes look full of sorrow, but then you realise that the creature is a cunning marsh hopper. Despite their pathetic appearance, marsh hoppers will often lead unwary victims into the lairs of carnivorous marsh beasts for the price of a few scraps of meat. However, no creature knows how to cross treacherous marshlands better than a marsh hopper. The marsh hopper beckons you with his head to follow it across the marsh. Should we follow it, or should we just continue west? We'll put this one to the chat, so we'll either say follow or west. I know which ones I would do. So what we're going to do in the chat, first 5 votes I get, we've got follow, 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 west. Oh, I think it was follow. I think we got there. There's lots of follows. Even though it said let's not follow it. Yeah, let's follow it. Sinking knee deep in the slimy marsh, you struggle to keep up with the more agile marsh hopper. Suddenly it turns south and once again beckons you to follow it. Do we keep following? We're going to start again now with this one. Are we going to follow or west? Follow or west, folks. Let's see what happens. After William Jones, he says, I've got a bad feeling about this. Me too, mate. Let's see where it is. Joel saying, don't follow. Kanye's, let's try and follow west. Follow, west, follow, west. Oh, I think we've got a lot more follows in there, I think. It goes, I get the first few and then it just goes up the chat. I didn't realise there were so many of you in tonight. Right, let's go. Oh, well done, folks. After a short while, the marsh hopper turns west again and you wonder whether it's tiring you out to lead you into a trap or whether it's picking the safest path through the marsh. Your thoughts are soon answered as a massive beast rises out of the mire in front of you. It's a two-headed hydra which slithers towards you on a giant slug-like body, both of its heads stretching forward to bite you. Oh dear. If you have a spear. Why haven't we got a spear? I thought them things had a spear. Okay, here we go. We're gonna have to fight it, folks. And I'm not too keen on this one. Fight! Oh, let's see what we do. We've lost some stamina there, folks. Ooh. Oh, we got a swipe in there that time. Let's keep going. See how we do. That's a better swing. 17, 16. Come on, we can do it, folks. You've got it, says John France. Scott says use luck. Should we use luck, folks? If I get 5 people saying luck, we'll use the luck first. I'll count down to 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No luck. We didn't get enough looks. Right, let's go. Oh, this is a close one. 16, 16. Oh, I think we've taken a hit again this time. Oh, luckily we've got quite a bit of stamina, and if we can get through this, we've got some sustenance to get us back. It's going to be a tough old fight though. Jimmy G says Geordies don't need luck. Adam says we don't need luck. That's it. We got another slash in there. 2 more hits, and we've taken that head down. That's a better one. That's the way we do it. 1 more hit, and we've taken the left head down. Ooh, yes. That's the way you go. Whew. Right, first head's gone. Right, now we've got to face the second head. Come on, folks, we can do it. Not like that, we can't. Ooh. Right, who says use luck? Should we? We're getting F in the ear, he says. Right, we'll try the luck this time. Yes. You are lucky. It's just a scratch. We took 1 less damage. That's it. Right. Oh no, we're getting battered. We're getting battered here. We've still got more stamina than he does though. We just need to get through this. Yes, there's another hit in. Joel saying, don't waste luck in fights. Thank you, Joel. It's been a long time since I read these books. Oh, that's a good one as well. There we're going now. 14, 11. We've got 3 more hits, and we've taken them out. That's better. Come on, we can do this, folks. We can do it. That's a good one. Boxcars. What on earth's going on? I need these rolls for my games. 1 more hit, and we've taken it out. I think it's got us that time. 1 more hit, folks. Come on, we can do it. No! It's getting squeaky bum time now. Yes! I think we've done it. The holy hand grenade. Yes! We've done it. We've survived. Oh, if you win, it says as the Hydra closes in on you, you reach for your sword and prepare to fight. We've already done that bit, so we've won. Right, I think this is the point where we need to take some... we need to get some provisions, I think, and get that stamina back up. So, provisions. Yes, use it. Do we want to boost it back up to full strength, folks? Is that what we want to do? Let's have a bit of a vote. Full or just take sort of 2 or 3. What shall we do? Somebody's saying we should kill the critter. Yeah, Adam's saying full. Fly Mammal says full. Everybody's saying full. Yeah, let's just get it back up there. Yes, use it. Let's get us back up to full strength. There we go. We're back up to full. We're cooking on gas now. As the Hydra sinks down into... I'm going to dry my throat. I got a bit excited on that fight there. As the Hydra sinks down into the black mire, the marsh hopper takes flight, its treachery revealed. He runs off in a great loping strides and is soon out of sight. There is nothing else to do except to trudge your way west. Nathan says, are you genuinely rolling dice or being creative? I'm just pressing the button, mate. The computer's just doing it. However, you have gone not more than 100 meters when you notice turbulence in the water to your right. That infernal marsh hopper has led you into a section of the marsh, seething with carnivorous life. We're not having a good time, are we? Swimming quickly towards you is a giant water snake and you must fight for your life in the marshlands yet again. Bloody hell, man. What's going on? You must fight, and we need to reduce our skill by 2 because of our tiredness. Oh, we don't need this, do we? Let's go. Come on, folks, we're fighting again. It's a good job we filled our health up anyway. Oh, this looks okay. Right, I think we've got stronger skill, so we should be okay. 2 more hits and we take it out. That's not too bad. I think we're okay there again. 1 more hit and we've got this, folks. I can't count in my head. Yes, we've just got it. Never follow a marsh hopper and never climb into a rock growth hole. It's making a good story though, isn't it? That's it. We're all right. We're still here, folks. Well done. You sheath your sword, as you do, and set off west again. Gradually the ground becomes firmer underfoot and soon you are out of the water and walking across a muddy plain. Ahead you see 2 hills and you decide to walk towards the gorge dividing them. We're doing okay, folks. The ground rises and you are at last away from the difficult terrain. The jungle and marsh are behind you. Grass and flowers make the island appear lush and beautiful, but you know you cannot afford to relax. It's not long before you reach the gorge and see that it runs between several hills in a westerly direction. We can either walk down the gorge or we can climb. So let's go walk or climb. Let's see what we do. Walk or climb. Where's the go home option? Peter says let's go up the hill, so we've got to climb there. We've got 2 for climb, 3 for climb, 1 for walk, 4 for climb. There, climb it is. So we're going to climb the hill, folks. You walk along the side of the hill, following the route of the gorge. Looking over the hill to the far side of the gorge, you suddenly see a landslide starting, sending rocks and boulders crashing into the gorge. Although you are not enjoying the tiring climb, you are relieved you are not in the gorge. You gain 1 luck point. It's the first good thing that's gone for us. If you still wish to walk along the side of the hill, turn to 83, or if you wish to go walk. So we'll do climb or walk again. Climb or walk. Let's see what we do with the first 5. Thank Fudge for that, says Joel Rugley. Exactly missed. So we got climb or walk. Let's see what we're doing. 1 for climb, 2 for climb, 1 for walk, 3 for climb, climb. Everyone's saying climb. Climbing it is. So we'll walk along the side of the hill. The side of the hill is quite steep and you lose your footing on some scree. You tumble over and slide down the hill. Test your luck. Fingers crossed, folks. Oh, that's not good. That's too high. Sadly, your luck has run out. You needed a luck score of 8 or below and you rolled a luck score of 11. Oh, we were unlucky. Gathering momentum, you cannot stop yourself from rolling over and over into the gorge below. You land heavily with a sickening thump and lose 2 stamina points. Are you still alive? Yes, we've got stamina left. Right, shall we top up our stamina, folks? Is it worth doing that now? Just say yes or no. Yes if you want to top up stamina. No if we don't want to do it. Peter said he's been right every time. No. Yes. No. Nah. We've got plenty of no's in there. Right, okay, let's not bother with that one then. Right. In the fine sand on the ground, you notice traces of old footprints leading out of the gorge. They end abruptly in front of you, and there are signs of a struggle. Here we go. 2 pairs of footprints lead back down into the gorge with 2 straight lines behind them, as though their owners have dragged a body behind them. As you follow the trail of footprints, you catch sight of a shiny object in the sand. You prod it with your foot and see an oval snuff box made of brass. Picking it up, you see that it has a hinged lid. Right, are we going to open the snuff box or are we going to throw it? So open or throw, folks. Open or throw. So Joel's saying open. Jimmy's saying open. Flips Movie Maker saying open. Deep Red saying open. Skullman said it's a spear. Everybody wants to open this one. Let's get it open. I bet it's a giant. Inside the snuff box you find a small gold nugget and a piece of paper with a message scrawled in charcoal which reads, "If you are reading this, it will mean that I have failed in my attempt to escape from the slave mines of the Lizard King. My raft is hidden beyond the gorge where the plain meets the river. If you are here to help us, please follow the river upstream until you see the mud huts. The slave mines are nearby, but beware the lizard man guards." You fold up the piece of paper, put it in your pocket together with the gold nugget, and continue to follow the footprints. So we've got a bit of a hint, folks. We need to follow the river upstream. Here we go, a giant lizard. The ground underfoot becomes rockier and the footprint trail you have been following disappears. In the distance you hear a faint rumbling. Could it be the yawning of an awakening volcano? You hurry on down the gorge but are stopped in your tracks by the sight of a huge reptile blocking your path. You stare incredulously at the armoured beast, which appears some 6 meters in length. It is a giant lizard and it sees you as a source of food. You must fight. I'm assuming we can't top up our health now, can we? Can we do a provisions? Yes. I'm going to top it up, folks. I don't care what you say. We get the chance to do it before we fight. Right. This one's going to be a tough one. So, there's the first one. We get the first slash in there. So we've got, what's that? 7. So we've got four hits to do on it. That's not too bad as well. There's another one down. That's not too bad either. The rolls are going for me here. You can see the rolls, folks, can't you? Yeah. Just checking on my screen there. Ooh, I think we might have lost one there. Oh, we've evened it. Joel says my skill level is brilliant. I think we got 12. Or we got 10, didn't we, mate? You had 12 to it. Ooh. Oh, we just snuck in a one there. It rolled back, didn't it? It was almost a cocked dice. That's what we wanted. Look at that. That's how you take out a giant lizard, folks. Mike G says maybe he just wants to save us money on our car insurance. Geico. There we go. Nicely done, folks. See, it's the positivity coming out through the live stream. I can feel it. So we win on that one. You step round the huge body of the giant lizard and press down on the gorge. At last the gorge widens out to become a grassy plain and the hills are soon behind you. Not far away, some 10 metres to your left, you see a pond where many birds are drinking. Do we want to drink at the pond or do we want to continue north? So let's say drink or north. See what we're going to do with this one. Get the barbecue sauce. We've got drink. We've got drink, north. Drink it is. So we're going to drink at the pond. The water in the pool looks cool and refreshing, although you are a little perturbed at the layer of green. It could have told us this before we decided to drink it. The layer of green algae which floats on the surface. As you bend down to drink, a jet of liquid shoots out of the pond towards you from a wide green mouth which suddenly appears in the water. Roll 2 dice. The number rolled is the same or less than your skill. Oh, let's see how we do. Yeah, we're all right, folks. We passed the skill check. You duck below the jet of liquid and jump back to draw your sword. You stand ready to dodge the next jet of sticky acid being spat at you by the huge spit toad in the pool. Suddenly it leaps out of the water in an attempt to kill you with its spiked teeth. Right, we got to fight again, folks. Adam says, of course it doesn't care about the birds drinking there. Yeah, why would it? Why would it care about the birds? Right, we can take this. What, not with rolls like that, folks? I don't think we can. Oh, we can. It must be really. It's got a low skill. The skill's helping us here, folks. Definitely. Oof. I think. Oh no, I think we're going to be all right. We need one more good hit. That one will do it. There we go. Yeah, the high skill levels as well is helping us, I think. You are triumphant. Glenn saying this reminds me of the island from King Kong. Maybe this kind of ripped it off. You ducked up. Oh yeah, we read that bit, didn't we? Let me kind of carry on. So we won that one. You sheath your sword and walk over to the edge of the pool. Do you still want to drink the water, folks? So we'll go drink or west again. Do we still want to drink the water? Feels. This really is fighting fantasy. There's a lot of fight. We're getting a lot of fights in here. Adam saying drink. Glenn saying drink. Luke Pryor. Hello, Luke Pryor. Thank you for your Patreon today, buddy. We've got plenty saying drink there as well. I think I need a drink as well. My throat's drying out. The water is... We didn't even need the stamina point. The water is refreshing to drink. You gain 1 stamina point. While drinking, you notice a wooden casket lying on the bottom of the pool. Do we wish to wade into the pool and reach the casket? Or are we going to head off northwest? So we'll say pool or NW for northwest. So pool or NW for northwest, folks. And we'll see where we're at. So we've got pool, 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 wade in, pool. Yeah, everybody wants to get in there. Let's find out what's in that casket, eh? Knowing that spit toads never share their watery domain with others, it would have been nice to know that first. You wade confidently into the pool and pick up the casket. Back on dry land, you prise the lid off with your sword and tip the contents onto the grass. There is a glass vial containing a coloured liquid, a velvet pouch, a pair of red leather boots, and a gold ring. What would you like to do? Do we want to drink the liquid in the vial? Or do we want to open the pouch? Do we want to try on the boots? Or do we want to put on the ring? So we'll say drink, pouch, boots, or ring. We might get a chance to do it all, to be fair. So we've got pouch, drink, pouch, pouch, ring, boots, 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 pouch. I think pouch just came out top there. Claudia said, would have been nice to... He laughed at that. Would have been nice to know more. Pouch, wasn't it, we said? Yes. You open the pouch and look inside, but cannot see anything. It's totally black inside. You decide to drop a stone into the bag to see what happens. The stone disappears from view and the pouch does not become any heavier. You have found a pouch of unlimited contents. You gain 1 luck point. The pouch will enable you to carry large and heavy objects simply by placing them inside. These objects are actually transported to another dimension and will weigh nothing inside the pouch, but can be retrieved at any time. Okay, now we can either drink, boots, or ring. Let's do drinks, boot, or ring. Somebody's saying it's the ring of power. I'd be tempted to not drink before we tried the boots on and the ring, to be fair, but we'll see. Somebody says the boots will kill. So boots, 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 boots. I sound like a really bad dare. Like what is it? Like a dance thing? Boots, 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 boots. Let's go for the boots. The boots fit your feet perfectly. You run around in a circle, but nothing good or untoward happens. That's what I do when I try shoes on. I just run around in a circle and see what happens. If you've not done so already, so we can either drink or ring, folks. Luke said the boots were made for walking. Are we going to drink or are we going to put the ring on, folks? Let's see what folks say to this one. Ring. Is it a big ring or a little ring? It's just a ring. Ring, ring, ring. Hello? The instant you put the ring on your finger, you feel very dizzy. You try to pull the ring off, but it will not move. The ring is cursed. With a confusion spell, you lose 2 skill points. If you've not done so already, you may drink. So, are we going to drink, folks, or are we going to head northwest? Yeah. Do we want to drink? Do we want to head northwest? No ring, I meant. Drink or northwest, folks. Let's see what happens. We've got drink, 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 drink. Yeah, let's go for the drink. See what happens. You have swallowed a potion of clumsiness. We should have stopped while we were ahead. A potion of clumsiness. This will cause you to lose the first attack round of any battle. The effect of the potion will last for 2 battles. Right. In that case, folks, we're going to head on. To your left, you see a movement. A small creature is running across the plain. As it approaches, you see that is a small pig. The thought of roast suckling pig makes your mouth water. We still haven't got a spear, have we? There must be a way to find a spear. You run after the pig, waving your sword in the air. Like, come back, pig, come back. But it's too agile. It scurries off across the plain and is soon out of view. You slow down to walk in pace and continue northwest, still thinking about the succulent roast dinner you might have had. In the distance, you see rising ground, and beyond the northwest, the ever-daunting shape of the sleeping volcano. It's not long before you reach the bushy bank of a river running slowly southeast. On the far side of the ground is quite steep and tree-covered. If you've read the message in the snuff box, which we did, we'll move on. You start a search amongst the bushes for hidden raft, and before long you find it. You drag it to the river and climb aboard. The river is not deep, and you are able to push the raft upriver against the light current quite easily with the long pole you have. I hope this long pole was in the boat, because we didn't find one. You've not gone far before you realise that you are not safe even aboard your raft. You see a pair of eyes protruding from the water ahead of you, and suddenly a huge jaw lined with sharp teeth gapes open. With great force, the crocodile slams into your raft, almost knocking you off it. The crocodile thrashes around in the water, its jaws opening and snapping shut in its desperation to bite you. No, we don't have an iron bar, so we're fighting again, folks, and obviously we're going to lose the first round anyway. And we've got worse skill now than we did have before, didn't we? So We need to be at least two better than the crocodile when we fight. So we're going to lose that one anyway. You succumb to the effects of the potion of clumsiness, dropping your sword. No, we've been hit again. We've got to get through this fight, folks. We've been doing so well. That's better. 3 more hits and we're all right. Oh, double ones. We're not doing good. Crocodile shoes. I think this shoe's going to be wearing blackjack shoes. Oh, this crocodile's doing well. We're not going. Come on, I need you all to get behind this one. That's what's happening. We're not doing well. We need the cheers from the crowd. Smack it with a dead toad. That's better. We got a hit in there. Oh, I think we might be okay on this one as well. Oh, that one's a bad one. Put your finger in the eye socket. What do you do? Is it when a dog bites you, you're supposed to poke it up the bum? Is that what we need to do with a crocodile? Oh, this crocodile is tough as nails. He's absolutely kicking our butt. Oh, this is not good, folks. This is not good. What? Oh, at least we got box cars on that one. I just saw the red dice. Right, one more hit. We can afford to take 2 more hits. We only need to do 1 more to him. Yes, I think we've done it this time. Oh, it is the croc from Hook. Put the ring on its claw. Oh, that's not a sword. This is a sword. I love the chat tonight. Right, folks. I don't care what you say. I'm going to take some more provisions now. We need to top that back up again. We could have just bounced it off the head with a gold nugget, couldn't we? Yes, use it. Let's use all these provisions. We need to get this back up. There we go. We're back up. Right. We were lucky there, folks. We definitely just scraped through by the edge of our teeth there. Do you have the pouch of unlimited content? Yes, I do. We're going to put the crocodile inside. You pick up your pole and push your raft away from the floating carcass of the crocodile. You thank the gods for your pouch of unlimited contents. Its magic has prevented you from losing your equipment during the battle with the crocodile. Whew. Good job we did pick that up then. There's always somebody there, isn't there? On the right bank of the river, you see a man dressed in tattered clothing. He is waving his arms around frantically and calling out to you. He looks as if he could be an escaped prisoner. Okay, do we want to steer the raft over to the man? So we'll either say man. In fact, we'll give it to somebody to vote. Terry Bass, I've just seen your name's the first one my eye kind of got to. Terry Bass, are we going to go and see the man or are we going to keep upriver? Let's see what Terry says while I get a drink. The chat's saying we should go with the man. Let's see what Terry wants to do. Terry Bass says, go and see him. Hashtag free the gang, says Palmsy. Free the fighting Fantasy 5. Let's go and see the man. As soon as you're close enough, the man leaps onto your raft. His eyes look wild and he is sweating profusely. Whew. He is delirious with fever and it's impossible to communicate with him. Suddenly he pulls a dagger from his clothing and tries to stab you. You do not have time to draw your sword and are forced to fight with your bare hands. During this fight, your skill is reduced by 3 because you're fighting empty-handed. This is not what we need. Oh. Okay, here we go, folks. Oh, we were always going to lose the first one. That's right, isn't it? This is going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a tough one. Oof, I think we might have... Are we still going to... Oh, no. We're going to need some good rolls here, folks. Oh. Use some luck, Skullmunch is saying. Good shout. Oh. Or it would have been. No, it was unlucky. Oh, look at the rolls they're getting. This could be the end for us, folks. This could be it. Josie and Terry, this is your fault. Or we might have got... Oh, what happened there? What happened there? It bounced. Oh. We were robbed. We are definitely getting our butts kicked here. Oh, that's cocked, that one. What? Folks, what can I say? We were destined. I think we've used all of our good skills up. Oh, I think that's it, folks. Oh, that's it. We are overcome by your enemies. Joel says you can make a dice roll again after they've landed. It must have flicked over, mate. That's what it was. Ouch. We're being defeated, folks. How are we doing for time? 10 o'clock. You are dead. You have succumbed to the perils of Fire Island, the domain of the Lizard King. I thank you. The end. Joel saying, keep bouncing until you want us to want. We got proper kicked in there, didn't we? Oh, folks. Well, how are we doing for time? It's 10 o'clock. I don't think we've really got time to start a second one. And the last time we did this, we got killed pretty quickly. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go into the chat now and we'll have a good old natter. Barry Kleiber says, never get out of the boat. I think that's probably the case, mate. Let me move the chat over to the other screen so I can see you all. Tony saying we've been defeated by a sweaty old overweight geezer. Maybe he's got virus. Deep Red said we did better this time. We definitely did better this time, mate. Nick says that's what happens when you try to help people. Crabby's saying, mate, that was really good crack. How was it, folks? Because it's always one of them things where kind of, you know, it's a bit geeky at times, isn't it? But we're all big geeks. So, but is it worth doing again in the future? Is it something that people have enjoyed? Pomsy says, everyone should listen to me. I could have completed it. Flying Mama says, should have stayed home, saved lives. John Francis says, at least you got the boots that were the main object. Well, we just had a little walk about in a circle, didn't we? We went, yeah, they're nice boots. That's all right. Everyone's saying, bloody good, great fun. Luke saying we should have been social distancing. Exactly. Glenn saying, first one of these, but loved it. Scott says, loved it. Flying Mama says, great fun. Deep Red says, brilliant mugger. Matthew Buckle, new name in the chat. Hello, buddy. How are you doing? Says it was fun. Definitely do it again. Yeah, I think we can do this every sort of once in a blue moon type thing. It's not something that we want to do all the time, but maybe if we did it every couple of months or something, eh? But yeah, for anybody that's interested, actually what I'll do is I'll flick this back up. Let's go back across to this one. So we go to the end. So this software is pretty intuitive, and then essentially what you've got is this is not a sales pitch, by the way, because no, ain't nobody paying me for this. But basically, you've got a number of different books that you can buy. You can buy them through the Steam library. It also comes with Bloodborns as well, which is it comes free, I think, for you to try that out. We can maybe do Bloodborns next time, and then obviously there's a lot of different ones like Trial of Champions, Citadel of Chaos, The Warlock of Firetop Mountain, the classic first ever book. City of Thieves was always a favourite of mine when I was younger as well. Death Trap Dungeon we played last time. So there's a number of different books and stuff that you can do. So yeah, it's worth checking out, folks. Like I say, I think you get Bloodborns for free when you actually download the free software. So if you fancy something to do, you can get it for your phone too. It's not just for PC. Yeah, something to do for a bit of a change in these isolating times, eh? So let me get rid of that for a second. And let's have a look in the chat. Pomsy says, sorry for ruining it. Not at all, mate. That's the whole point of these. You never get through these on your first try. It's not till you know what not to do that you eventually get through them. Kieran says, should have cheated. Yes, we should have done. Krabby said it wasn't fun for the reptiles. We did all right. I like the way we fight all them monsters and then some sweaty prisoner basically gets the better of us. Busey saying, first time for me, enjoyed it. Steve saying, top fun. Claudio's fault when he lost the attackers on the boat. Adam says, sell out. Thanks, Adam. I can't believe you stayed in this long, mate. Al says they'll probably shift a few copies of this after the stream. Well, if anybody does, you can tell them where you saw it. Joel saying, City of Thieves, brilliant. Yeah, it was one of my favourite ones, mate. Terry says, changing my name, but that was excellent. Not all the time, just every night. Yeah. Luke says, you should have kept a finger in the last page. Let me go back and show you. So what you can do, actually, when you set it up, so let me go back into the start. Whoops, wrong one. That's the one we want. When you go into the start, basically, you can choose to be adventurer. You can be a hardcore hero. Or you can do free read. And the free read one allows you to kind of flick backwards and forwards, and so if you know you're going to die, you can go back and choose a different option. So they've basically, as you can see here, they've got a rewind button so you can move backwards, which we might do for another stream another time, just so we can try and get to the end of one. But yeah, so you can keep your finger in the page, mate, like I used to do when I was a kid as well. Pomsy saying, pretty cool, Andy, thanks. I used to read these Choose Your Own Adventure books when I was young, but no dice. Yeah, I used to read them too, mate, as well. I think the Choose Your Own Adventure books came later. But I think there's a Choose Your Own Adventure board game, isn't there? John saying he's got on his phone. Mike G saying it's pretty fun. Scott says, what was the vampire one? Let me have a quick look, mate. Where was it? Is there a vampire one on this software, or was it a vampire? Actually, I think the vampire one was there's a Caverns of the Snow Witch on here. There's Hell House. I can't remember the vampire one, but I do remember there was one, but I just can't remember which one it was, babe. Peter says, hold on, I'm the guy carrying the BFG. No wonder he's sweaty and angry. Shaggy says that pretty cool options to have. Yeah, it's not too bad, mate, is it? And I think actually as well, if you do like hardcore, your stats are a bit tougher as well. Busey used to read the Super Mario Adventure books. I don't remember them. Matthew Buckle says House of Hell had a vampire in it. And Scott was saying it was the books. Yeah, there was a vampire specific one as well, but I don't remember the name of it either. I think it was one of the later ones, if I remember right. Terry says this is completely different. Paul's saying that we shouldn't do the free read thing. We should hardcore it. We're professionals, for God's sake. Be quite nice to get to the end one day, though, wouldn't it? Terry says this is completely different from any other chat I've come across. So glad you did this tonight, Andy. It's nice just to do something a bit different, isn't it? Mix it up a little bit. As I've always said, right, I can find topics and videos that will appeal to a wider audience, but it'll appeal to people that basically just watch my video and go, oh yeah, that was good. And then basically like they don't really interact with the wider community. These videos are about pulling the community together. They're about everyone having a laugh, and the numbers might be lower, but I'd rather entertain 50 of you lot. I don't know what the numbers have been like tonight. I'd rather entertain 50 of you and have a really good kind of like sort of Blackjack Legacy community in here and have a really good night, rather than just trying to go for the big numbers when it doesn't make a difference, does it? It's not about numbers. So yeah, if you've had a good night, mate, then mission solved. That was the one. Blue saying I do the Asterix and Obelix game books with my son. I used to read the comics, like the comic books, so I didn't realise I had those kind of like adventure ones. Craig saying Vault of the Vampire. The name doesn't ring a bell, mate, but I'm sure it's something like that. Peter says my heart rate is 110 at the minute. I'll have to check and see what mine's been on my watch. Tony saying State of Independence and the Friends of Mr. Cairo from John and Vangelis in the background. I forgot you were saying in the chat, weren't you, that you're putting on a little bit of background music. Actually, that music's probably still playing, isn't it? Let me just turn that off. That one. That's it. It's because the software's still running in the background, I forgot. Revenge of the Vampire. The Snow Witch is also a vampire, spoiler. Kieran says that, yeah, Revenge of the Vampire. Al says, I'm curious about the Sorcery series of PC games from Steve Jackson. Looks like it's got a little more moving parts. I think the Sorcery ones, mate, basically were like an advanced fighting fantasy, and there was more, it was a bit more in-depth, if you like, a bit closer to a proper RPG, I think. I mean, you had to track more stats and you could cast magic and stuff like that as well. Where are we at? Adam says 60. Scott says I saw 65. I think normally it tells me what the peak viewers were, I think. Yeah, I think it's said on my up to about 56 or something like that. But yeah, like I say, it doesn't matter, does it? I've just lost my chat there as well. Let's get the chat back. Flying Malmo says, it was a wonderful change and fun to see everyone nattering. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? I'll say no wrong with turning to grog and getting everyone involved. Yes, it was, Ruth. Flip Movie Maker says, played a lot of Scott Adams games on the VIC-20. I remember playing kind of on my old Spectrum, on my Spectrum 48, like kind of text adventure games and stuff like that. Yeah, I used to love those. Claudio says, even my girlfriend joined in the end because I was laughing. I turned up my headphones and we watched the last two fights together. Again, this was awesome. Thank you, Claudio. I'm glad you had fun, mate. And thank you for choosing tonight's book as well. What I'll do is the next one we do, I'll put it up and we'll get somebody else to choose, or we'll put a vote up or something like that. But yeah, it's fun just to get everybody involved in it. Mark says music was actually quite nice in the background. Let me just put it back on again then. There's actually, so let me go back to the game again. So if I go back to, where's it here? So when you go into the menus, there is, you've got the sound effects and you've got different mood music. So we're on Stalking Danger at the minute. There's a Haunted Hallways one. I'll let that play for a little bit just so you can kind of hear it. There is a Tavern Tales, which is just kind of like background chatter and a bit of noises if you're sitting like in some kind of like misty tavern. Foreboding Forest, a bit more kind of atmospheric music. I think that's a bit louder as well. Icy Tundra. So you can just play these in the background as like kind of like, probably find it's all copyright music now and it's going to shut the stream down. And then Dungeon Delve as well. So there's a few little bits of kind of big background music you can have. Stargazing's a bit weird. Let's go back to Stalking Danger. And I'll just turn it down a little touch as well, just so it's not too loud. So yeah, the software itself is actually pretty cool. We've got Robert Zunkin as well, saying he enjoyed it. Hello, Robert. I didn't see you in the chat, mate. Nice to see you in. John saying the Asterix ones were actually good, but they came with cards and spinners that were too easy to lose. Fly Mama says they are stuck in the other dimension. They're at the bottom of that sack thing somewhere. Simonson used to play the Lone Wolf series. I'm not familiar with those ones. Al Clooney saying it's not too late to click a like. It's not too late to click a like, mate. Thank you very much. Terry says, want to get Hero Quest out now. It kind of brings back those memories, doesn't it, getting all this kind of stuff out? How are we doing for time? Oh, perfect. We still got about 15, 20 minutes. Tony saying the sorcery line from Steve Jackson got developed into a light RPG Warrior Knight. I think there was 4 sorcery books in total. I'm going to go back and show you the fighting fantasy thing again now, just because I was looking today, and I think if you go back into here, if you go into, you can click on the history, and this actually gives you the entire history of the fighting fantasy books. And tells you all about the year was 1982 in the UK. Like every year during the 80s was filled with the good, the bad and the downright ugly. The young ones and Knight Rider hit TV screens. For the first time, Prince William was born and the Falklands War began and ended. Come On Eileen was the biggest selling single of the year, and Dealy Boppers and Leg Warmers were the latest fashion craze. And it basically just goes through and tells you the story about how Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone, how they got started and how they got to write these fighting fantasy books, and then also goes on to tell you kind of right up to modern day and where the digital app came from. So yeah, it's pretty cool if you're interested. Like I say, the app itself's free to download, so even if you just want to read the background, it's worth downloading the little app thing. Paul says the funniest night I've had on the lockdown. Well, I'm glad to bring a little bit of kind of something different to people's lockdowns. I'm quite happy kind of sort of doing something like this on a more regular basis if people are enjoying it. I never know whether it's interesting for you. It's interesting for me because I'm sitting kind of reading it and stuff. But are you just sitting there going, oh my God, just get to the choices? I never know. Mark's saying, yeah, loving the fire of the tavern. Yeah, it's just kind of crackling away. It'd be quite nice just to play it in the background on your phone or something, like a D&D night or something, wouldn't it? Joel saying the Lone Wolf ones were good. Paul says, I'm up until about 4 a.m. if you're up for it. Peter says, if anyone found my large axe, I'd appreciate the return. They don't come cheap. It might be at the bottom of that bag again, mate. Joel says, if there were some ninja ones too, I quite enjoy it. I remember, I didn't read it, but I remember looking at the cover of it thinking that one day I'm going to get that out of the library. I used to get mine out of the library. I wasn't a wealthy child. Scott says, I like the Wednesday live stream. Yeah, I'll be doing another one this Wednesday as well, I should say. So anybody that noticed last week, I did a painting stream. I'm going to be doing another painting stream this Wednesday. I'm also going to have Al Krabby as well, Krabby Vision in the chat tonight. He's going to be joining me on the stream on Wednesday, assuming we get the technical side of things working. But yeah, just have an extra voice, having somebody else to paint alongside as well. So yeah, please do come and join us on Wednesday. We'll probably say 8:30 again, the same as we did last week. But we painted for about 3 hours, I think it was. So yeah, just kind of hang out, get your paints out, come and join the chat, ask questions. We'll chat about anything really. It doesn't even have to be gaming related, really. Just think of it as a bit of a hobby hangout, somewhere to sit with mates and kind of just have a bit of a natter and things. Krabby Vision says, is this what D&D is like? I always fancied having a go, but wouldn't know where to start. I've never played D&D, mate. I'm much the same boat as you. I've got no idea what it's like either. I assume it's something kind of similar, but with a bit more kind of choice and a bit more flexibility. But yeah, I've never played it either. Maybe one day we'll get somebody to DM something like that. Jonathan, I remember Warlock magazine. That was good as well. Must be before my time, mate. I don't remember that one. Pomsy saying the painting stream was good. Yeah, hope to see more. Yeah, like I say, we'll be doing another one on Wednesday. Scott says, let's see the miniatures you painted on Wednesday. Right, how do I do this quickly then? Because you're not going to be able to see them. If you go into the Facebook group, they're in the Facebook group, or they're certainly in. Oh, I wonder if I can. Right, this is going to be a. Let's see if I can do this very quickly, because there were. I definitely put them up on. I put them up on on Twitter, I think, as well. Or did I put them up on? Let's have a look and see if I can find them. If I can find them, I will show you them. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So if I put that across to this screen, here's where I find out whether whether I've put it on the right screen or not. Now let's go to that one. So we should see it. Should see it come up. It's covering my other screen now, though, so I don't know whether you can see it or not. These are the orcs that I painted last week on the. It doesn't show up on my screen yet, so I don't know whether it's. Have I pressed the right one? I don't know whether the delay is a bit further back than I thought it was. Let's see. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're coming up now. You can all see them. They've been up for a little while. Yeah, so these are the ones that I painted on the live stream the other night as well. So these are my orcs ready to go. I've started painting up some skeletons as well. I've kept the more interesting ones for the streams and stuff. So yes, so that is that. Let's go back into the chat. I'm like trying to control the blooming Starship Enterprise here, pressing buttons and flicking my screens and finding all sorts of stuff. Let's have a look. Where are we at? Carrie, hello Carrie, how are you doing, by the way? Says the fighting fantasy looks great. Yeah, it was a good laugh. And the software thing's pretty good. It works well. Crabby says, I've been sitting here laughing to myself, so very enjoyable. Good stuff. Scott says we need a fighting fantasy Discord group. We've got a Discord group for the Patreons. Maybe we can pop something in there as well. And to be honest, the chat you've been kind of having here tonight is kind of like the chat we have in the Discord group as well. So it's good fun. Stu says, would love to see you and a few peeps play D&D with voices. I'm not sure if I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd be too embarrassed to do voices on a stream. Dirk says it was really nice listening while getting 2 Poxwalkers done. Nice work, mate, ploughing through those. Carrie says, I feel like a young kid again. Nick says, do you remember the Firewolf game books? I don't remember them, mate. Glenn says, I feel like if you had ever played D&D, Andy, you would make a great DM. I've always fancied it. Like I said before, I think I showed on a live stream a little while ago that I picked up the D&D Essentials kit to try and kind of sort of teach myself and trying to understand more about it. It's something I'd quite like to do, I'd quite enjoy, but I've never played it. I don't even know where to start. And the other side is, I don't think I even have like people to play with. My family's certainly not interested in it anyway. We have the Tiger books. God, that goes over my head as well, mate, yeah. Luke saying I'd do some painting with you on Wednesday. Come along, mate. Yes, it will be awesome. Please do. Adam saying skellies this week. I've started painting the skeletons, mate. I might do Chaos Warriors, actually. We'll see how it goes. Krabby saying we can discuss how Paul Palms let us down tonight. Claudia saying nice Wednesday is set in stone now. Yes, I mean, to be honest, I've got my little planner up on here and I've put Wednesday night painting streams in. I've put them in for the foreseeable future. It gives me the motivation to sit down and get the paints out. It gives you folks something to kind of like, you know, if you're not really feeling it, oh no, like I'll turn up, I'll watch the stream, I'll paint and stuff like that. It just kind of pulls the community together and stuff. So yeah. Peter says he's selling frog and croc burgers by the hill. Scott saying it's pretty much the same. Yeah, I guess that would be something like that. They're saying there's more dice in D&D. Yeah, actually in this starter box, it's not a bad little box actually for anybody that hasn't seen it. Go do like a mini review now. So in the Essentials kit, you get, I'll show you what you get inside. You get a little box that basically has loads of cards in. So these come on big A4 sheets and you basically just tear down through the perforations. And these cards have things like, shine on it. Like things like poisoned, prone, and they have the rules on the back of the card. They've got things like initiatives for numbers on the back with initiatives and stuff. You have some character cards with some like background information on stuff. So a lot of stuff like that that's in them. Got magic items and some quest cards as well with different bits and pieces on them. So you get that inside. You also get a bag with all the different dice that you need. So D4s, D6s, there's D20s in there as well. There's also a D100. You get a nice map in here of Fandolin, which is the town where the mission is set. And then a bigger map of the Sword Coast. You also get the Dragon of Icespire Peak adventure book, which is basically got your mission in there. You get the Essentials Kit rule book. You get a DM screen. So that is the side that your players will see. And then on the back of it, it's got all the bits of details and stuff. And then you also get, if I can reach it, you also get your character creation sheets as well for D&D as well, which the light's blocking on that one as well. So you get those in there, and there's something else in the bottom. Oh, you get some discount codes as well for D&D Beyond and stuff. So yeah, it's got everything you need with a fully kind of like fleshed out adventure and stuff. They all call them adventures, aren't they, or quests or whatever they are, with all the stuff in that you need to play it. So yeah, it's pretty comprehensive. Deep Red said, enjoyed last Wednesday's paint and chat. Nearly got my Dark Elf Knights done that night. It was a great motivator. I've just been looking at your Dark Elf Knights, mate. They're looking really good. Luke says, need to finish up the Black Seas ships I was painting Saturday night. Black Seas, is that the Warlord Games thing, mate? Is that the one that you're busy doing at the minute? John Francis, the Warlock was by Jackson and Livingston. It was like a cheaper issue. Like a chapter and issue kind of thing. Ah, right, okay, mate. I didn't realise that. Everyone's saying, yeah, it's on there. We can see them. Where are we at? Everyone's saying, nice. Red Train is nice. Yeah, they're a bit brighter, I think. They're brighter in the picture. They're not quite as bright in real life. They're more brown with a bit of a red highlight, but from that angle, you just see the highlights, really. We've got William Jones is saying nice. Hello, William, by the way. VJ's in. Good morning, my friend. William saying there, this started the week off right. Got to enjoy the RPG while cleaning orcs and got delivery on my Vehement starter force in the middle of this. Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Peter says, are you going to play Hero Quest then? I think, so the plan, mate, is that I will paint up the entire box of Hero Quest. I'm going to give it away to one of my lucky Patreons when I hit 100 Patreons. And today I hit, let's have a look and see where I am on Patreon at the minute. Today I hit 59 Patreons. So we only need another 41 Patreons and it'll be giveaway time. And I will give away to one of the Patreons, I'm going to give away my painted Hero Quest set. Because I've not really played it, to be fair, and it's kind of sitting on a shelf, a little bit unloved, really. I've got all my happy memories of it, so I'm going to paint it up. It's going to be given away, but before I give it away, we'll do a playthrough of it on one live stream sometime, and I'll give you the opportunity to play as the characters, and I'll play as the evil overlord. And then basically, so if anybody is interested in supporting me, the reason I'm doing Patreon is that I'm about to go full time with this channel. This will be my full-time job. I've got more information coming very, very soon about that. And essentially, I'll be funded by ad revenue, by t-shirt sales, by affiliate marketing stuff when you shop through Element Games and things like that, but primarily by the support from fantastic folks like you who watch and enjoy what I do. And that Patreon stuff will essentially be my wages. I'm not going to do sponsored videos and stuff because I don't like the idea of being kind of beheld to say nice things or you won't get the paycheck next month kind of thing. So yeah, I'm keeping completely separate from that. I'm not trying to get rich out of this. I just need to kind of cover the costs, cover some bills. And I'm basically at that point in time now, very, very close to it. And like I say, there'll be more on that now. So that's what Patreon's for. If you can afford to donate a couple of dollars a month, sort of think of it as tipping me a cup of coffee for a minimum of 4 live streams plus other videos as well. And obviously when I get the chance to go full time, I'll be putting out a lot more content as well. At the minute, I've got the time because I'm at home, I'm on lockdown. However, I'm also looking after a 3-year-old pretty much all day while my wife works from home as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a funny time at the moment, but we won't be like this forever, let's be honest. So yeah, that's the plan, Peter. Christian's very kindly sharing the link to Patreon there, thank you. Carrie's saying Essentials is a great place to start. Scott says the Rusted Revolver in Blythe do D&D. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, with something like Roll20 would probably suit me just as well to do some online stuff. I'd be happy to do stuff online with video cameras and stuff like that. I think I just need to try and find a crowd of people really, or somebody to kind of talk me through it, because I don't even know how to create a character. Adam's saying Chaos Warriors even better. Mark's saying Essentials better than the starter set. I think so, mate. I think the starter set's almost been a little bit kind of superseded now, I think. VJ's back from doing daddy drop-offs. Hoping to get some painting done. What are you going to paint, mate? What's your plan? Carrie's saying we can play over the internet with Roll20. That's what I was thinking, mate. Paul's saying, going to get this. It's only about 25 quid. Yeah, I bought it from Amazon. It wasn't a fortune, mate. To be honest, I thought even if I only read through it, it'll be worth the money, really. And then the dice. I got some dice out of it. David says, my missus is addicted to buying dice. There's quite a few people who've got kind of dice addictions, haven't they? How are we doing for time there? Well, we still got plenty of time, don't worry about it. Crowley's saying, bizarrely, I have a voice changer app on my phone that might actually work for this and will be pretty funny. I'll have to look into that, mate. Scott says, you need the game to use them, Andy. You need the game to use them. I don't know what we're talking about now. Yeah, I'm completely lost. I'm about 10 minutes behind the chat. That'll probably why then. Christian saying, just pick up the Essentials kit myself, hoping to start a small campaign with my kids. Nice one. Paul saying, I would like to upvote that comment, but I can't. Where are we at? Jack saying, my mate family have started with that D&D set and seem to really enjoy it. There's the Stranger Things version. There is the Stranger Things version as well, mate, yeah. Which I think is very, very similar kind of thing. Like sort of as a starter point. David saying his DM Ghost of Saltmarsh. Very nice, mate. Judging by the likes, tonight was very popular. I haven't actually looked, mate, to see what the likes are like, but if the likes are good, then that's very good. Thank you very much, folks. I appreciate you liking it. Tony says D&D is easy to play over video chat if you ever want to give it a go. I'd love to give it a go. To be fair, Steve Smallworld tried to get me set up and doing like a Saturday night one with him and his group. He very kindly set up a character for me and everything, and just a few things happened. My little one wasn't very well and he wasn't going to sleep and I couldn't get onto the chat, and then Saturdays it didn't really work and stuff. So to be fair, I did get the opportunity once and unfortunately I couldn't make it. I think now is a bit different, especially in the current climate where I have a lot more free evenings, if you like. Scott's saying, what version is it? I think this is the latest version, so whatever the latest version is on D&D. This is like a new set, to be fair. Does it tell you? It doesn't actually tell you, but the box came out in 2019, so it's the latest kind of version, whatever that is, mate. Where are we at? David saying, oh sorry, what are we talking about? There's all sorts of chat. Yes, fifth now people are talking about and stuff like that. Carrie saying the dwarf from Hero Quest is original white dwarf from GW. It is, mate, it is. David saying Roll20 is good. Terry says it got Hero Quest and don't play it anymore. It's excellent condition, so when you give yours away, I'll send mine to you if you like, and you can send it to a lucky Patreon of your choice. Terry, that's very kind, mate, but honestly, please, if you don't want it, mate, sell it, keep the money yourself, whatever you want to do, but it is very kind. It's a very kind gesture. Terry says, the more beard grows, the more powerful I become. Pomsy says, is your hair growing or what? It looks exactly the same. I shaved it off, mate. It was just like, I thought, who am I kidding? I had about 2 weeks growth on it. And it was basically what happens is when I'm in here, obviously I've got lights above me. So basically the lights wiped out all of the top of it. You couldn't really see the kind of furry bits on the top. But it made the sides look really long. So it looked like I had one of those kind of like sort of bald head at the side and loads around on the top and loads around the side thing. So yeah, I decided to shave it off. But the beard, I've not shaved the beard tonight. I've kind of tidied up the neckline here and tidied off the little bits that don't really grow, a couple of like loose hairs. But the beard, I'm just gonna keep going with the beard, mate. Skullmunch says, I'm growing an isolation beard. I'd like to see what you look like with a beard, Skullmunch. I think I've only ever seen you clean shaven. VG says, still got to get the last skellies done for his Warcry terrain. Hoping to get it done over the weekend, but yeah, with a wife and kid at home, couldn't find the time. It's hard, mate. Like, some of us have loads more time, technically, because we're either like, you know, people have been furloughed, some people have lost their jobs, whatever it is. People, so there are a big chunk of people who are not going to work as normal now, and maybe are not going out for their gaming nights on an evening, so we're staying at home now. However, it doesn't just, you don't, unless you live on your own, you don't suddenly have this life of luxury kind of thing. Like I'm looking after my little boy, like during the day while my wife's like sitting upstairs in an office, kind of like in the spare bedroom, like using it as an office, kind of like working during the day. So she's on calls all day and stuff. I'm having to try and entertain a 3-year-old, and it's way tougher than I ever thought it would be. Like, as much as I kind of love my little boy, I'm not used to like trying to entertain him and being forced to kind of stay within the confines of where we live. It's one thing like being able to take him swimming or take him to soft play or take him out for lunch or go to the park and run about kind of thing. It's a bit different when you're in the confines of the house, and luckily we do have a garden, so at least he gets out to play in there. But yeah, you don't exactly kind of have loads of time on your hands. Christian says, dice addiction, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, Christian's a bit of a dice lover. Scott says he's finished another 13 walkers in Marshland. You're smashing through it, mate. Sam says, just had to walk a dog and do laundry. What did I miss? We died, Sam. Peter says, my isolation beard makes me look like Captain Birdseye. Mark says he's just ordered it. Sam just started running D&D for his pastors, 50-something and 60, plus some friends. You'll enjoy it. And yeah, everyone's in 5th edition there as well. Skullmunch is saying, put some glasses on, you could be the KFC Colonel. Stu saying there's a Warhammer 40k versions of D&D as well. I think there's like, I don't know what sort of, there's like a Warhammer 40k RPG. I don't know if it's like D&D, is it? David Mackey says monk cut. That's kind of Friar took. That was what I was trying to think of. Basically, like my hair was the same length, but just the way the lights hit in there, and I thought like I've got kind of, there's like stubble on my head there, but it's still like lighter. I'm never going to grow a head of hair back, so I was just going to let it go and see what happened. But who am I kidding? This is me. This is me now for the rest of my life. I'm not worrying about it. ZZ top by the end of isolation. Do you think I mean, Sean's saying don't talk about beards, you'll start Claudio off. I won't be able to catch up Claudio, that's the problem. Because every time mine gets longer, his gets longer. David says, I think working from home is easier than looking after a 3-year-old. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, to be fair, he's pretty much an angel, to be fair. He's not really he's not suffering too badly. You know, he needs entertaining, and he needs attention, and he needs looking after kind of thing. He's not old enough where I can just go, right, go and have an hour on Fortnite kind of thing and give me a break. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, it's tough, but it could be a lot worse, let's be honest. And to be fair as well, I'm missing my twin boys as well. So my older lads, Adam, who was in the chat earlier on, I don't know if he's still around. Adam and his brother Sam, my 17-year-old boys, they obviously live with their mum, and they normally come and stay at weekend times. But obviously they're not allowed to come and stay at the minute because of the isolation thing. So yeah, I'm missing them. We played a little bit of Call of Duty, whatever it's called, Warfare. We played a little bit online the other night as well, and we've been having a bit chat on Discord and stuff. So yeah, we're keeping in touch with them, but yeah, it's tough, mate. It's tough. William says, some Olympic gymnast tried to keep up the activities of a toddler through the day and failed, took too much energy. I honestly have no idea. He runs everywhere. Like, everything is like a million miles an hour, and then he's up and down the stairs, and then he's hiding, and he's dying. Honestly, He has just bags of energy. And he's still, like, he goes to bed at 7, but then obviously because the sun's still shining, he thinks it's still like daytime, so he doesn't want to go to bed. And he hears the birds like singing at like 6 in the morning in the trees outside, and he's like wide awake. So we're up at like 6:30 at the latest. Yeah, he's a handful of energy, and we can't like take turns having a lie in, because what used to happen was if one of us was working from home and the other one was working away that day, like the one that was going to work, going out, would kind of get him up, take him to nursery. The other one would get a little bit of a lie in till maybe he's about 8 or something, and then working from home from 9. Now it's like, it's just not possible kind of thing. My wife's got calls early in the morning, so she's straight up and she's straight on the calls. Yeah, it's a weird situation. I mean, let's be honest. I'm stuck at home with my family. It's not like I'm kind of like stuck with a load of strangers, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Adam says too much testosterone. I don't know if that's strictly true, but I have heard that before. Deep Red says, disappointed not to see the Reservoir Dogs look tonight. I thought I'd go for something slightly classier, mate, with the Blackjack Legacy t-shirt. David says, my beard grows wide, not long. I look like Uncle Albert from Only Fools and Horses. Mine does a bit of that. Mine kind of like, it kind of grows here. It has been longer than this, and because I've got a bit of grey in my beard now, it always looks a bit thinner, I think, than it actually is. But there's quite a bit of grey around here. I might have to kind of dye it out a little bit. Oh, Adam is still there. Yeah, see him, I can't go along like, yeah, Adam, honestly, I'm missing you and Sam like mad, mate, but we just got to keep in touch. I did manage to get Call of Duty working properly now, so we can have another game online one night this week. So let's do that, buddy. Tim saying is in the same boat, usually shaves his head once a week, hasn't cut it in 4 weeks. Yeah, I normally do mine at least once a week, potentially twice, and I hadn't cut it, but it was like, essentially, I went back and looked at some old photographs before I shaved my head, and basically what happened was, whenever anybody took a photograph and the flash went off, it looked like this was all missing anyway, because the light would catch my head where the hair was going a bit thin on the front here. The light would catch my head, and every photograph looked like I had this weird haircut. It looked fine, like in like normal life, if you like. But anytime there was a picture, it just showed how bald I was going, and it was just like, right, it's going off. And I think where it started was me and my wife were going on holiday. We went to Miami. We went to Las Vegas for a week, and we went to Miami for a week. And I thought, I'm going to get a tan here, and then I'm going to get loads of photographs taken, and it's going to look stupid, and I'm going to want to shave it off when I come back, and I'm going to have this suntan mark. So I shaved it off before I went away on holiday, and it's never ever come back since then, to be fair. Tony saying, we've got the shaver out yourself yesterday, starting to look like Krusty the Clown. Did you just shave the top, mate, and leave the side bits? Is that what you did? Tim saying he'll shave it off this week before he goes for Krusty the Clown. Peter says, Blackjack t-shirt, always the smart casual anyway. Once I start kind of making this my job, if you like, I'm going to try and make a point of kind of like wearing one, like a uniform, just to get my head in the right place every day kind of thing. Peter saying, trust me, I have one. Yes, you do. Tony says, not allowed to lose the goatee. My wife will divorce me, but hair only grows horizontally. Steve says, I've got a bit of grey in my beard as well. Just a touch, mate. Honestly, you wouldn't notice it. It's only when you look a certain direction, mate. Krabby says, mate, I gave up my hair last week and shaved it smooth. Yeah, that's it, mate. I think that's 2 days. Is it 2 days worth there, I think? Or did I do it yesterday? It might have been the day before. But yeah, the beard's kind of cracking along. We'll see how it goes. Jack says, I had to cut his beard, look like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Paul says, a name badge would be good. A name badge? How can I help you? Happy to help or something. Barry saying he got a lot of grey in his beard and his hair. Chicks dig it. That's what it is, the silver fox, mate. Mike shouting Wilson there. Scotty and ginger and grey beard. That's it, mate. There's worse things. Adam says, I've got a lot of salt sprinkled through my pepper. Cabby says, hi, my name's Andy. Happy to help. And on that bombshell, as they say, folks, I think we'll call an end to the live stream. So, thank you every single one of you that come in tonight. Thank you to all the Patreons that have joined today. Thank you to all the Patreons who help me on a monthly basis. Thank you very much to every single one of you. I will see some of you, I hope, on Wednesday in the live stream where we do the painting. Krabby Vision will be in that with me as well, so you'll get to hear his lovely northern tones also, and we'll have a nice couple of days there. Catch you all on Wednesday. Thanks, folks.